Since the dawn of time, people have asked a tender question. Where did it all begin? To answer, they told stories, gentle myths of light emerging from darkness, of worlds rising from water, of gods shaping earth and sky with their breath. Across forgotten temples, desert fires, and ocean shores, these creation myths carried not only explanations of the world, but also comfort for the soul. Tonight, let us drift into those ancient stories. Each one is a lullaby of beginnings, guiding your heart into peace and carrying your mind softly into dreams. If these myths bring you peace, consider subscribing for more journeys into the ancient past. And if you'd like, share in the comments where you're listening from, so together, we can form a constellation of dreamers under the same night sky. In the beginning, there was only silence. A quiet so deep it seemed to hold the weight of all dreams yet to come. No wind stirred, no stars shone. The world itself lay folded like a soft cloth waiting to be opened. You float in the stillness, the air around you gentle and unbroken. Time feels different here, slow, tender, and infinite. In some stories, they say that before anything had shape, there was a vast, calm ocean of emptiness. A dark water that held the memory of nothing and everything at once. You drift on this water, feeling its smooth surface beneath the weightless sky. Every ripple is a whisper, a promise that movement is coming, but not yet. Here in this hush, the universe dreams. From this quiet, a thought is said to have arisen. Not a thought like yours, not a thought like mine, but a gentle stirring, soft as the first note of a distant flute. It moves across the void like candlelight along a shadowed wall. And with it, the first breath of creation unfurls. Some say a bird sang in that early emptiness. Its wings brushed against the unseen, carrying sound that was both a sigh and a song. And with its song, a soft vibration echoed across the quiet. It lingered there, warm and slow, as though the void itself listened. And the void felt something it had never felt before, a beginning. The myths tell of a hand, gentle and unseen, that reached into the dark and touched the waters. Where the hand moved, light trembled. Soft shapes began to gather, like morning mist gathering around the hollow of a valley. Mountains were whispered into being, not with force, but as if the earth had remembered how to rise. You drift over this newborn world. The mountains are slow and solid. Rivers like molten silver trace the curves of land yet unnamed. The sky yawns above, wide and tender. And stars, tiny as the pollen of night-blooming flowers, begin to hum. In some traditions, it is said that the first sound was a heartbeat, a rhythm as old as eternity. It pulses through the void, soft, deep, and steady. You hear it not with your ears, but through the quiet inside you. Every beat carries a whisper. You may rest, you may be. The stillness begins to stretch, like a cat waking from a long nap. Clouds in the form of gentle smoke drift over the waters. They are silver, pale as moonlight reflected on calm ponds. And somewhere just beyond your sight, a tree leans slowly into existence. Its roots are dreaming in the dark soil, its branches tasting the light that has not yet fully come. Some myths speak of the wind as the first traveler. It moves softly, never loud, caressing the mountains and rivers, touching the waters as if waking them from slumber. The wind carries a song older than stars, a hum of promise that life may stir. And then there was light. Not a blazing sun, not a fire, but a soft glow, like embers cradled in gentle hands. It stretches, slowly painting the edges of mountains, spilling silver across rivers, illuminating the quiet faces of stones. Light itself seems to breathe here, expanding in size and stretching toward infinity. Some myths tell of a sky and a sea, not separate but intertwined, like lovers sharing a single breath. The sky bends downward, the water reaches upward, and the meeting of the two is soft as silk. From this tender meeting, clouds are born, carrying the faintest perfume of the first flowers yet to bloom. And from the water, life begins to stir, not rushing, not loud, but gentle, like a whisper beneath the surface. Tiny beings of light swim in the currents, their shapes fluid, shifting, shimmering. They are the first storytellers, remembering the silence, carrying it forward in their small, bright bodies. Some myths say that the moon was born to watch over this quiet world, a pale guardian, floating like a pearl in the gentle sky. It keeps the rhythm of tides and dreams, reflecting the soft heartbeat of the universe. And when the moon rises, the stars lean close, listening and resting in its glow. In another story, a tree grows in the center of the world. Its trunk is vast and quiet, its roots descending into the unknown, its branches reaching for the tender sky. It carries the memory of the first silence, and its leaves whisper the secrets of creation to the wind. You float beneath it, feeling its shadow wrap around you like a blanket. From this tree, a river begins to flow. Clear and slow, it winds through the land as if remembering its own song. Its waters carry reflections of the first light, and the soft murmurs of those small beings of light. Every bend, every ripple, every soft splash is a gentle pulse, a reminder that movement can be quiet, and life can grow without haste. Some myths speak of a voice, soft and unseen. It rises from the depths of the world and echoes across the sky. It does not command, it does not question. It merely speaks. You are here, you may rest, you may become. You float in the sound of this voice, and your own breath slows to match its rhythm. As the days pass, the world grows. Mountains, rivers, skies, and clouds fold into each other with gentle precision. The first flowers bloom, pale as dawn. Their petals carry the memory of silence, and their scent is a soft lullaby, guiding the world into deeper calm. Some myths say that the stars are the eyes of the first beings. They watch the world with tender curiosity, reflecting their light onto the river, the mountains, the leaves of the tree. You drift beneath them, feeling their gentle gaze, and a soft warmth fills your chest, as though the universe itself is breathing with you. And in the quiet corners, small creatures of shadow and light begin to move. They stir the leaves, they kiss the water. They hum the ancient song that first stirred in the ocean of emptiness. All creation listens to their quiet presence, and the world sighs, content in its own gentle unfolding. The myths tell of a circle, invisible but whole. It binds the mountains, the rivers, the skies, and the stars. It is the rhythm of beginnings, the pattern of every breath, and it moves through everything, unseen, steady, and soft. You float in this circle, weightless and free, feeling the pulse of the first heartbeat, and the tender light that has just begun to touch everything. The silence does not end. It remains, folded gently beneath the mountains, carried in the rivers, and whispered through the leaves of the first tree. It is a quiet companion, a soft song beneath the hum of life. Even as the world stirs and grows, the memory of the first silence stays, cradling all that has been, all that will be. Now, in the hush of this gentle world, you feel the breath of the universe move through you. Soft, slow, tender. The stars watch, the river whispers, the tree sighs, and you drift ever so lightly on the quiet ocean of beginnings. Let us rest here for a moment. Let the light touch your eyes without effort. Let the soft murmur of the river soothe your thoughts. Let the moon's gentle watch carry you deeper into calm. Everything grows quietly, without rush, and you are a part of this unfolding, a tender witness to the soft birth of the world. Now rest as the stars return to their quiet places. Listen to the gentle heartbeat beneath all things. Breathe slowly. Feel the hush of beginnings wrap around you. And drift onward through the soft embrace of silence, where all things awaken gently and all things are at peace. You drift gently through the quiet space of the world, where silence still lingers like a soft, velvet curtain. The air feels tender, holding its breath, as though waiting for a secret to unfold. In some stories, the universe once slept inside a single, perfect shell. It was called the cosmic egg, a sphere of quiet power, rounded like the moon, resting on the soft hands of night. No sound came from it, no motion stirred within. It was a gentle womb of possibility, a pause before the first dawn. You float close to it, feeling the warmth of its hidden heart. Its surface is smooth, luminous with an inner glow that never rushes. The shell carries the memory of everything that will be. And yet it does not hurry. It rests complete and whole in the hush of endless space. And then slowly, the first stir begins. A small quiver, like a breath held too long, ripples through the shell. It moves softly, like silk brushing against itself. Inside, light gathers. Soft, liquid light, pale as the first snow on quiet mountains. Some myths speak of this moment as the gentle cracking of the egg. Not a violent sound, but a tender opening, as if the universe itself had remembered how to breathe. You feel it around you, a slow widening, a soft unfolding. The shell parts, and from its center spills the first light. It is calm and luminous, spilling into the darkness like water over stones. The light rises and stretches, painting the sky with colors not yet named. Soft blues that drift like mist, pale golds that touch the tips of mountains, and quiet pinks that linger over the gentle river of stars. Every hue is a sigh, a tender pulse of becoming. In China, they say Pangu slept within the egg, and when he awoke, the shell divided into sky and earth. His breath became wind and clouds. His voice became thunder, soft and distant. And from his body, mountains rose, rivers traced their gentle paths, and the first forests whispered their leaves to the morning. Far across the seas in Greece, the cosmic egg carried the world within it too. Here, the Orphic myths tell of a golden sphere, from which light and life emerged as music and motion. It is the same light you feel now, gentle and embracing, as though all cultures remember the soft pulse of the first awakening. You float among this tender emergence, and everywhere the first light touches, it brings calm. Rivers shimmer, carrying reflections of the sky. Trees stretch slowly, their branches tasting the air. Mountains lift their silent heads, solid yet gentle, holding the weight of quiet eternity. Some myths speak of sound within the egg, a soft vibration, deeper than any drum, that hums beneath creation like a lullaby. It moves through the waters, through the rocks, through the roots of the first trees, and through the breath of every being that will come to exist. You hear it not as noise, but as presence itself, a heartbeat shared between the world and the stillness from which it rose. The light spreads further now, falling across valleys and folds in the land, touching the small creatures that stir within the first forest. They move slowly, softly, their bodies learning the rhythm of air and water. They carry the memory of the egg, the hush of beginnings folded gently into their every breath. And as the light grows, the sky begins to shimmer. Stars, tiny and tender, peek from the darkness, like small blossoms in the infinite garden of space. They remember the quiet, and each pulse of their glow reminds the world that creation is always soft at heart, even in its vastness, even in its power. Some myths speak of the first dawn as a delicate dance. Light and darkness sway together, intertwining without struggle, meeting in the hush of early skis. You drift through this dance weightless, feeling the gentle rhythm of night folding into day. The cosmic egg has fully opened now, and in its wake, the world breathes deeply. Air moves with tender motion. Rivers hum softly to themselves. Leaves whisper their memories of the first light. Even the stones seem to rest, carrying the quiet pulse of the egg within them. In the stories of many lands, the first light was alive. It traveled across mountains and waters, touching every corner of the newborn world. Its touch is not sharp or bright. It is gentle, soft as the down of a bird, warming the rivers, embracing the first trees, wrapping every creature in quiet calm. And in this world you drift. The first rivers curve like silver ribbons. The first trees hold their shadows like soft blankets. The first winds carry the echo of Pangu's breath, or the music of Orpheus' song, depending on the story your heart remembers best. Some myths tell of the eggshell remaining, floating above the world like a faint memory. It glows softly, reflecting the first light, a tender reminder that beginnings are held with care. Even as the world grows, the hush of the egg stays, folded into the rivers, the mountains, and the quiet spaces between leaves. The first beings awaken too. They do not rush. They do not cry or shout. They move with a soft curiosity, learning the song of the rivers, the hum of the trees, the pulse of the mountains beneath them. They carry the calm of the egg inside, their hearts aligned with the gentle rhythm of first light. Across the skies, the sun begins its slow rise. It is not harsh or burning, but warm and soft, like a hand brushing over your closed eyes. Shadows retreat quietly. Colors deepen and unfold. Every movement, every shimmer, every sigh of the world feels like a tender breath, slow and rhythmic, matching your own calm heartbeat. Some myths speak of the egg as a promise that all beginnings are held, all first breaths cradled, all first lights watched over by something gentle and wise. You float in this promise, its weightless warmth settling around you like a soft blanket. The light reaches even the smallest spaces. It touches hidden valleys, secret streams, and silent stones. It moves slowly, as if savoring every touch. And everywhere it falls, life remembers the hush of the egg, carrying it forward in every leaf, every ripple, every soft breath of wind. The sky holds the memory of the first light. Clouds drift lazily, soft and pale, reflecting the colors of the newborn world. Stars linger above, quiet and gentle, their glow a slow echo of the cosmic egg, a reminder that creation begins softly and continues with care. Now the world is fully awake, yet its awakening is calm, tender, and patient. Mountains stand like gentle guardians. Rivers trace their silver paths. Trees whisper with the rhythm of the egg's memory. And you drift through it all, weightless, peaceful, cradled in the soft light. Let us pause here in this gentle world. Let the warmth of the first light settle over your eyelids. Let the soft hum of rivers and stars fill your chest. Feel the hush of the cosmic egg carried in your breath. Rest as the world continues to awaken softly, tenderly, endlessly. Now rest as the light spreads and the stars return to their quiet places. Let the first dawn of creation wrap around you. Drift onward through the gentle pulse of beginnings, where all things unfold slowly, softly, and all things are at peace. The night is soft around you, and the stars hum quietly in the distance, like tiny lanterns swaying in a slow, unseen wind. You float above a calm, silver river. Its waters mirror still, beneath the tender gaze of the moon. Every ripple moves like a slow breath, and the air carries the faint scent of earth and quiet rain. Long ago, the stories say, the world was shaped by hands not seen. hands that belonged to gods, ancient and gentle, moving with care across the waters and skies. They reached into the void and pulled soft forms from the emptiness, molding rivers like threads of silver, mountains like pillows of stone, and clouds like blankets over a sleeping world. In Mesopotamia, the first gods stirred the waters, tracing canals and streams with tender patience. The rivers sang softly as they took shape, winding through valleys that had never known a footstep. The gods leaned close, their voices like distant flutes, whispering names to the stones, calling the rivers into being with gentle words. And the waters remembered their names forever. You drift over the first mountains. They rise slowly from the earth, their peaks catching the pale light of dawn, their slopes cradling the early forests. Every stone is placed with care. Every curve of the land carries the soft intention of hands unseen. The mountains seem to breathe, rising and settling in rhythm with the heart of the world. Some myths tell of gods who shape the skies with gentle sweeps. They stretch the heavens across the expanse, folding light and shadow together like soft cloth. Clouds drift slowly, carrying the memory of those first touches, and the air holds the quiet warmth of hands that once traced the wind. Even the sun and moon follow the paths they made, moving in calm arcs, soft as a sigh. In Africa, some stories speak of gods who molded the land from mud. They pressed their fingers into the clay, shaping hills, valleys, and streams. Rivers were carved slowly, their courses a reflection of gentle thought. Trees rose where the gods touched the soil, and the first animals stirred beneath their care, learning the quiet rhythms of wind, water, and earth. You float above these sacred places, watching the world take its first deep breaths. Every stream glimmers, reflecting the tender light of dawn. Every leaf trembles softly, and every stone rests like a quiet heart within the soil. Some myths speak of divine laughter, soft and rolling, as the gods shaped the first animals. Not a loud sound, but a gentle vibration, a hum of joy that settled in the fur of lions, the feathers of birds, and the smooth hides of the first creatures of the earth. They carry that laugh even now, hidden in the quiet moments between rustling leaves or flowing rivers. The skis themselves were shaped with care. Clouds formed soft curtains that danced slowly across the heavens. Rain fell in gentle sheets, and dew kissed the first grass like soft fingers. Lightning appeared not as fear, but as the shimmer of power contained in patience. The wind moved with quiet deliberation, guiding seeds into the soil and carrying whispers between mountains and rivers. In Mesopotamian stories, Enki stirred the waters of creation, shaping life with gentle wisdom. He drew canals, lifted reeds, and whispered softly to fish and birds. The waters remembered every touch, and they sang as they moved, reflecting the soft hands that guided them into paths of calm. In Africa, the sky gods stretched their arms across the horizon, and the earth beneath their touch blossomed into soft hills and quiet valleys. Rivers curved like gentle ribbons, and forests grew slowly, each leaf turning as if in recognition of care. Even the first humans moved with the rhythm of this divine shaping, their steps following the gentle curves of rivers and paths carved by gods. You float through this world of soft beginnings, over mountains and streams, through forests and valleys that breathe quietly beneath you. The air carries a hum of memory, the song of hands that molded earth and sky. Every rock, every blade of grass, every ripple in the water is a quiet echo of that ancient care. Some myths speak of the first cities, built not with haste but with attention. Bricks laid slowly, stones placed with soft precision. Canals carried water like silver threads, and gardens grew where the gods had smiled. Even the first fires burned gently, illuminating the night without harshness, casting shadows that moved like soft dancers across the walls. The gods did not rush. Their shaping was like a slow breath, a careful unfolding of possibility. Every mountain and river, every tree and creature carries that same gentle rhythm. Even now, the world moves in quiet response, reflecting the care of hands that knew patience before time began. And so the earth learned to speak in whispers. The rivers murmur softly to the stones. The wind moves quietly through leaves. Mountains sigh in the early light. All of it carries the memory of God shaping the world, touching it with care, folding it gently into being. Some myths speak of hidden songs in the land. Rivers hum the first tunes of creation. Mountains echo soft chants of memory. Even the stones carry the vibration of hands long gone. And if you listen closely, you can hear them sing the lullaby of the world's beginning. You drift along these songs, weightless and calm. The world moves beneath you with a gentle pulse. Rivers shimmer, leaves flutter, mountains breathe. All things fold into each other like soft shadows in the early morning. In some stories, the first humans watched quietly as the gods shaped the land. They learned to walk with calm steps, to listen to the rivers, the trees, the wind. They remembered the soft shaping hands, and they learned to carry that same care in their own hearts, leaving traces of gentle order wherever they wandered. The sky glows with tender light, a reflection of the first hands that stretched it across the horizon. Clouds drift lazily, and the soft hum of rivers and winds fills the air. Even the sun moves slowly, brushing the land with quiet warmth. Everything is in harmony. Everything moves in the rhythm of the first shaping. Soft, deliberate, and peaceful. Some myths say that the gods continue to shape the world, not with loud power, but with quiet attention. Every rainfall, every breeze, every shift of stone carries their calm presence. And in this, the earth continues to breathe, folding light and water, sky and soil into gentle balance. You float above mountains, rivers, and forests, letting your breath match the rhythm of creation. The hush of divine shaping fills you. It moves through your chest, settling you into the gentle pulse of the earth. You feel yourself part of the quiet unfolding, weightless, serene, and held by the same tender hands that shaped rivers and mountains. Now, as the night deepens, let the memory of these soft beginnings rest within you. Let the rivers carry away the last traces of worry. Let the mountains cradle your thoughts. Let the wind hum lullabies through your hair and across your skin. The gods who shaped the earth are still here. In every stone, every leaf, every ripple of water. Let us drift onward through the gentle memory of shaping hands, through the quiet pulse of mountains, rivers, and skies. Feel the hush of creation wrapped around you, soft, calm, and enduring. Now rest as the stars return to their quiet places, and the earth holds you in its tender embrace. The night hums softly around you. Stars hang like delicate lanterns, their light reflected in still waters that stretch quietly beneath the tender sky. A gentle wind brushes against your cheeks, carrying a faint echo, as though the world itself is inhaling and exhaling. You float here, weightless, cradled by the hush of twilight. Long ago, many myths tell, the world was brought into being not by hands alone, but by song and breath. Before mountains rose or rivers traced their silver paths. Before skies stretched wide and clouds danced slowly above. The deities sang. Their voices were soft as whispers, yet vast enough to ripple through the stillness of nothingness. In some stories, the first sound was the voice of a goddess. She hummed across the empty expanse, and her breath painted shapes into the void. Rivers curved, Clouds unfolded and stars blinked open in quiet rhythm. Her song was a cradle for creation, each note a gentle touch upon the unborn world. You drift in this echo, feeling the soft vibration move through your chest and limbs. In Africa, the myths speak of spirits who breathe life into the earth, a slow exhale over clay and water, and the first trees lifted their leaves toward the sky, a tender inhale, and the rivers swelled with gentle song, reflecting light as if carrying the memory of that first breath. Even the wind remembers, still carrying traces of those original sighs through leaves and valleys. The sky was formed with gentle exhalations. Clouds spread across the horizon, soft and luminous. The sun and moon rose slowly, guided by breath that moved like a careful hand. Light followed the quiet curves of air, painting dawn and dusk without hurry, allowing every shadow to rest in its place. In the Pacific Islands, the first gods are said to have sung the world awake. From soft chords came the hum of waves, the gentle stir of forests, and the slow footsteps of animals learning to move. Every song shaped the land. Every note molded the mountains. Every pause in the melody folded the oceans into calm rhythm. You float above these places, hearing the echoes in the rustle of leaves, the shimmer of rivers, and the whisper of waves along distant shores. Some myths tell of the sky itself as a great voice. It hummed over the newborn earth, its tone carrying through clouds, over mountains and across rivers. Even now, when wind drifts gently through a tree, you feel that original vibration, a reminder that the world began in softness and song. The first creatures awoke to this gentle melody. Birds learned to trace arcs in the sky, their wings following the flow of breath and song. Fish shimmered in rivers, moving to the rhythm of currents shaped by divine exhalations. The forest stirred quietly, every leaf and branch rising and falling in time with the invisible music. In some myths, humans themselves were formed from breath and song. One soft exhale over clay, and the first face opened to the sky. Another gentle chord, and the first hands learned to touch, to feel, to shape. Every heartbeat carries a trace of that song, a quiet pulse that hums in the chest, in tune with the world's original rhythm. You drift through this gentle unfolding, over valleys where rivers bend like ribbons, across mountains that rise with soft dignity, through forests that sway like soft dancers in the early light. Everywhere the song of creation whispers. Everywhere the breath of the deities moves, unseen but felt, folding the world into calm, quiet order. In India, the Rig Veda speaks of the universe sung into being. The gods intoned the sacred sound, and with it came the earth, the sky, the waters, and all living beings. Every vibration was deliberate, every note a caress upon the world. Even the wind, brushing past your face, carries remnants of that first sacred chant. Some myths speak of creation as a long, unbroken breath. Inhale and the sky expands. Exhale and rivers curve through the land. Inhale again and forests rise, their leaves catching the first gentle light. Exhale and the creatures stir, softly moving through the world, as though remembering the original breath that brought them forth. The ocean is the slowest song of all. Waves lap the shore with gentle rhythm, echoing the hum of creation. Sea foam glimmers in the soft moonlight, reflecting the memory of the first exhale over the waters. Even the smallest ripple carries a note, soft, luminous, and eternal. You drift among the songs of earth, sky, and water. Rivers reflect the gentle light of dawn. Leaves flutter in tune with quiet wind, and every mountain holds the memory of breath. It is a world woven from sound, shaped by soft inhalations, and carried in quiet vibrations that move through stone, water and sky. In Egypt, some myths tell of Adam who spoke the first words. From his quiet voice came air, sky, and land. Each word was a soft pulse, folding creation into being without haste. Even now, the desert sands hum faintly, remembering that gentle utterance. In the Americas, the first people say that life came with song. The earth rose from the waters with a soft melody, and animals danced into being to its rhythm. The wind carries that song still, through trees, across rivers, and over quiet plains. Every note is a reminder of calm beginnings. Every echo, a tender trace of creation's first breath. You float through this tapestry of gentle sounds and breaths. Every step of life, every rise of mountains, every curve of river is soft and deliberate, like the world itself learning to move for the first time. The song of creation surrounds you, not loud, not urgent, but slow, steady, and serene. Some myths tell of sacred spaces shaped by breath, a soft exhale over a hollow valley, and flowers bloom where none had been, a gentle inhale, and a mountain rises, silent and protective. Every forest, every stone circle, every hidden spring remembers the rhythm of this first divine breathing. And now, as the night deepens around you, you can feel the world move softly beneath your skin. The rivers hum their quiet songs. The forests sway gently. Mountains sigh. Even the stars pulse, faint and tender, in time with the song that shaped the earth. Let the gentle rhythm fill your chest. Let it ease your mind. Every breath you take aligns with the quiet pulse of creation. The world is soft, safe, and unfolding slowly. Its song carries you weightless through valleys, rivers, and skies. Let us drift onward through the gentle hum of God's first breaths, through the soft melodies that shaped rivers, mountains, and forests. Feel the song of creation cradle you, slow, calm, and infinite. Now rest as the stars return to their quiet places, and the earth sighs softly beneath your dreams. The night is soft around you. Stars shimmer quietly above, their light spilling like gentle honey across still waters. A distant breeze drifts through the air, carrying the faint scent of earth and distant blossoms. You float here, weightless and calm, held in the tender hush of twilight. Long ago, the myths say, the sky and earth were once together. They pressed close, a warm embrace that folded all life into itself. The sky was soft and vast, curving gently above the world. The earth was steady and warm, cradling rivers, forests, and mountains within its quiet arms. For a long time, nothing moved but the slow, soft pulse of their union. In Polynesian stories, the sky was called Rangi, and the earth Papa. Together they were still, their love holding the first seeds of life. Between their embrace, darkness lingered soft and gentle. And in that darkness, the first children stirred. These were not humans, not birds, not fish, but beings of possibility, waiting for the world to unfold. You drift closer, feeling the hush between sky and earth. It is a silence that hums, a quiet lullaby vibrating in every leaf, every stone, every ripple of water. And then slowly, a gentle longing stirs within the first children. They stretch quietly, wanting space to move, space to breathe, space to grow. In Maori myths, the children of Rangi and Papa whispered together. They spoke softly, not with voices, but with the rhythms of thought and breath. They decided to part their parents gently, to let light enter the spaces between sky and earth. It was not an act of violence, not a tear of sorrow, but a tender unfolding, like petals opening to morning. And so they began. They pushed softly, lifting the sky just enough to let light fall on the earth. The earth sighed beneath the weight of sky, and the sky stretched, luminous and calm. forming gentle blue above the world. The first wind stirred in that space, a tender breath moving between sky and earth, carrying warmth and possibility through valleys and rivers. The children shaped the mountains with quiet hands. They lifted hills and folded valleys slowly, making room for rivers to flow like silver ribbons. Forests grew, their leaves reaching upward, brushing softly against the gentle blue of the sky. Even the smallest creatures felt the change, moving in rhythm with the first light, their hearts carrying the memory of that gentle separation. In some Polynesian stories, the children of sky and earth created the stars, tiny points of light scattered across the heavens, each one a reflection of a thought, a sigh, a dream. You drift beneath these stars, and in their soft glow, you feel the hush of that first careful shaping. The sky is vast, yet tender. The earth is wide, yet warm, and all of it moves in gentle harmony. Some myths tell of rivers born in that soft unfolding. The first waters flowed from the mountain springs, curving through valleys like silver threads. They carried the quiet song of sky and earth, and every ripple remembered the soft breath of their union. Fish shimmered in these waters, their scales catching the first light of dawn, their movements slow, fluid, and serene. The forest grew quietly, each tree unfolding slowly, its leaves tasting the gentle sky, its roots drinking deep from the steady earth. Birds rose in the air, their wings moving in soft arcs, as if tracing the memory of their parents' embrace. Every living thing carried the echo of the first union, a hum of calm beneath the rush of life. You float through this world, weightless and serene. Mountains rise slowly beneath your gaze. Rivers glimmer quietly in their beds, and forests sway in gentle rhythm with the first soft wind. Every space between leaf and stone, river and sky, holds the memory of a tender separation, a gentle opening that let light, air, and life begin. Some myths tell that the children themselves became guides for the world. One became the sun, its warmth soft and steady, illuminating valleys, rivers, and seas. Another became the moon, reflecting gentle light, watching over the world with calm and patience. Others became stars, forests, or winds, moving slowly, carrying the memory of their parents' union and separation. The first humans in some stories learned from these guides. They walked softly through forests, listened to the river's hum, and looked up at the stars with quiet awe. Their breath matched the rhythm of the wind, their hearts aligned with the calm unfolding of earth and sky. And so the world moved gently, each day a slow pulse, each night a soft lullaby. You drift above rivers that wind like silver threads, over mountains that rise like quiet guardians, through forests that sway like dancers in the tender light. The sky glows softly, and the earth radiates warmth beneath it. Everything moves with quiet attention, every leaf, every ripple, every stone, holding the memory of the first embrace and the gentle parting that let creation breathe. Some myths speak of sacred songs carried by the wind. The children of sky and earth sang softly, and the echoes still move through rivers and mountains. Every breath you take aligns with this ancient rhythm, slow, tender, and endless. Even the stars pulse in time with it, a soft heartbeat tracing the line between earth and sky. The first flowers bloomed with quiet care. Petals opened slowly, softly touching the air, their colors gentle as dawn. Bees and birds followed these rhythms, their wings brushing against leaves and blossoms, carrying the hum of creation through the quiet forests. In some Polynesian myths, the children of sky and earth also shape the tides. The oceans rise and fall, soft waves tracing slow arcs across the shore. Even in this movement, there is calm, a reminder that all things began with care. That separation was not harsh, but gentle, and that every motion carries the memory of first breath and first song. You drift slowly over the seas, watching waves shimmer beneath the soft moonlight. Rivers feed them quietly. Mountains watch over them with gentle patience. The earth sighs beneath the sky, and the sky hums softly in reply. All of it moves together, a quiet, endless dance, guided by tender hands and gentle hearts long ago. The night deepens around you, and the stars lean close, shimmering faintly in reflection of the world below. Rivers hum, forests breathe, mountains rest. Everything holds the memory of sky and earth, of gentle union and tender separation. You float among them, carried in the soft pulse of the first children's care, weightless, serene, and entirely safe. Let us pause here in this quiet world. Feel the calm of earth beneath you, the hush of sky above you. Let the memory of the first embrace fill your chest. Every breath you take mirrors that gentle rhythm. Every heartbeat echoes the tender pulse of creation. Let us drift onward, through the gentle songs of rivers, winds, and stars, through the soft hum of mountains and forests, through the quiet memory of the first children of sky and earth. Now rest as the stars return to their quiet places, and the world holds you in its tender embrace. The night hums softly around you. Stars are scattered across the sky like tiny lanterns, each one blinking quietly in the gentle dark. A soft breeze brushes your skin, carrying the faint scent of distant rain and the salt of unseen seas. You float here weightless, cradled by the hush of twilight, your breath moving in rhythm with the quiet world. Long ago, many myths say, the world began in water. Not still ponds, not rivers, not seas as we know them, but vast, endless oceans that held the first stirrings of life. This was a place of soft chaos, a dark, tender cradle, where possibilities drifted in quiet suspension. In Egypt, the first waters were called Nun. They stretched endlessly, deep and still, reflecting the silent stars above. From these waters, the first god arose, shaping land from the currents with gentle hands. Mountains were lifted slowly, like soft waves frozen in motion. Rivers traced silver paths, and the wind carried the first sighs of life across the empty world. You drift across these ancient waters, feeling their soft pulse beneath you. The waves move quietly, folding and unfolding in rhythms as old as time. Every ripple carries memory. Every shimmer holds the hush of creation. Even the smallest droplets seem to breathe, rising and falling in a tender, endless pattern. In India, the ocean was the source of all beginnings. The god Vishnu rests upon it, his breath moving like slow tides. From his dream, the first world emerged. Land, sky, rivers, and forests, all rising gently from the water's soft embrace. Even the clouds seemed to float lazily above, reflecting the calm of that first awakening. The first creatures appeared as the waters whispered. Fish shimmered like silver threads, their scales catching the faint starlight. Birds rose slowly from the waves, their wings tracing arcs in the air, learning to follow the rhythms of wind and tide. Forests and grasses unfolded along the shores, every leaf and blade carrying the soft pulse of water beneath. Some native traditions tell of the world being lifted from the deep. A turtle or a giant being carries soil from the bottom of the waters, gently forming the first land. Mountains and hills rise slowly from the ocean's embrace. Forests grow softly along the new shores, and rivers follow the curves of the land like silver ribbons. Even the air holds the memory of water's gentle shaping. It's sighing and swirling, now resting quietly across earth and sky. You float above these rivers and shores, watching the first light touch the calm waters. The ocean shimmers like glass in the tender dawn, and every ripple remembers the hush of creation. Mountains rise slowly, forests sway gently, and the soft rhythm of tides moves through every living thing. In some myths, water is the first song of the world. It hums as it flows, whispers as it gathers, carries memory from the first moment it was touched by the hands of gods. Every ocean, river, and lake remembers that quiet shaping. Even the rain is a soft echo of the original waters, falling lightly, nourishing earth and leaf with calm persistence. The winds follow the waters, soft and deliberate. They stir the waves, brush through leaves, carry seeds and whispers across forests and plains. Every gust is gentle, a reminder that creation moved slowly, carefully, with attention to every ripple and sigh. In Egypt, as the waters parted, the first sun rose. It illuminated land and water alike, casting gentle light on mountains, rivers, and forests. The first humans walked softly along these shores, their steps in rhythm with the tides, their hearts carrying the memory of water's gentle pulse. Even the smallest stone or grain of sand seemed to hum with the quiet energy of creation. In India, the rivers carried divine essence. They flowed from the ocean, winding through valleys, nourishing forests, plains, and animals along the way. Every bend and curve was intentional, folding life gently into the world. The fish, the birds, the trees, even the mountains, moved and grew with a soft rhythm, as though listening to the lullaby of the first waters. Some myths tell of floods and waves that shaped the land, not as terror, but as soft hands reshaping clay and stone. Land rose slowly from the seas. Valleys formed, rivers flowed, and forests unfolded. Every wave carried memory. Every eddy whispered of gentle beginnings. Even the storms, when they came, were a slow, rhythmic pulse, reminding the world of the deep waters beneath. You drift over this quiet unfolding, weightless and serene. Rivers glimmer, reflecting stars. Mountains rise gently, their peaks catching the moonlight. Forests sway slowly in the night wind. Every living creature moves with soft attention. Every heartbeat echoes the rhythm of water and calm chaos. The first animals learned the rhythm of water. They swam in rivers, soared over oceans, and walked along shores soft and still. Their movements traced the gentle curves of creation, carrying the quiet pulse of tides within their bodies. Even their songs, chirps, and calls reflect the hush of oceans and rivers long ago. In many myths, humans are taught to move with water, to walk softly, to listen deeply, to breathe in rhythm with the rivers. They learn patience, endurance, and calm. The waters carry memory, and the humans carry the water's lessons, folding them into songs, rituals, and gentle stories. You float among these currents, watching the ocean shimmer beneath the tender moon. The land rises softly from the waters, mountains and valleys curving like gentle waves frozen in time. The forests stretch slowly, their leaves brushing against the first light, and all of it moves together, a quiet, endless dance of water, land, sky, and life. The night deepens, and the stars lean closer, mirroring the shimmer of rivers, lakes, and seas. Mountains rest, forests sway, oceans pulse. All of it holds the memory of water and chaos, of the quiet, patient unfolding of the first world. You float in this hush, held in the calm rhythm of tides and soft creation, weightless, serene, and completely safe. Let the gentle pulse of rivers and oceans fill your chest. Let the hush of tides carry away worry. Every breath you take aligns with the calm of the waters, Every heartbeat echoes the soft, endless rhythm of the first world. Let us drift onward, through the gentle sway of rivers, through the shimmer of oceans and the hush of mountains, through the tender memory of creation from water and chaos. Now rest as the stars return to their quiet places, and the world holds you in its soft embrace. The night is gentle around you. Stars hang like quiet lanterns in the deep sky, and a soft wind brushes the surface of still waters. The air smells faintly of earth and distant blossoms. You float here, weightless and serene, held in the tender hush of twilight. Long ago, many myths tell, the world was never just made once. It was born, it rested, it faded, and it returned again, like a slow, endless breath. The earth itself rises and falls. The rivers flow and recede, and life moves quietly in soft, repeating rhythms. In Hindu stories, the universe cycles through creation and dissolution. The god Vishnu dreams worlds into being, and when his dream ends, the world folds back into calm waters. Mountains sink, rivers vanish, forests sleep, and all beings rest within the quiet of the cosmic ocean. Then with a tender sigh, a new cycle begins. Light returns, rivers flow again, and forests stir softly in the wind. You drift along these cycles, watching stars reflected in rivers that rise and fall. Each ripple is a memory of worlds long past. Each shimmer a quiet promise of worlds yet to come. Even the smallest leaf holds a trace of this eternal rhythm, swaying gently in tune with the slow pulse of life. In Mayan myths, time is measured in repeating suns. Worlds are born, endure, and pass away, only to return once more in soft, familiar ways. Mountains crumble and are remade. Rivers dry and fill again. And every creature learns the gentle patience of life's cycles. The earth itself is a lullaby, its movement slow and steady, inviting rest, reflection, and calm. The stars above, too, trace cycles of their own. They rise and set, shine and fade. And in their quiet dance, they carry the memory of countless worlds. The moon moves slowly through its phases, softly touching night and day with calm repetition. Even the wind moves in patterns, stirring leaves and grasses in slow, familiar arcs. You float among these rhythms, weightless and at peace. Rivers curve beneath you like silver ribbons. Mountains rise softly from the earth, and forests sway with tender attention to the cycle of the world. Every heartbeat aligns with the pulse of renewal. Every breath mirrors the gentle rise and fall of life itself. In Japanese myths, the world is always returning. Seas and mountains, forests and plains are woven into the endless fabric of time. A god or goddess may create, and yet the cycles carry on beyond them. Flowers bloom, petals fall, and new blossoms rise from the earth. Rivers dry in summer and return with winter rains. Even the wind seems to sigh in rhythm with these quiet turns of existence. The first humans, in many traditions, learn to move with these cycles. They plan and harvest, rest and wake. Watch the moon and stars to know the rhythm of days. Their lives, gentle and patient, echo the slow, eternal dance of the universe. Every action, small or large, folds into the larger circle of renewal. And every quiet moment is a reminder that life flows gently, always. You drift through forests where leaves fall and grow again. You float above rivers that swell and recede in perfect rhythm. You watch mountains erode softly, only to rise anew in the myths of the gods. Even the clouds move in slow, endless cycles, their shapes shifting, folding and returning in calm repetition. In native traditions, some tell of worlds that appear and disappear like dreams. Animals, rivers, mountains, and humans all live within these cycles. They move slowly, following the gentle rhythms of the earth. and even the winds carry memory of worlds long past. The first rains, the first blooms, the first breath of wind, all are remembered, waiting to return again. The oceans rise and fall, carrying soft pulses of memory. Waves curl over the shores, fold back into themselves, and carry whispers of worlds long gone. Fish shimmer in these waters, moving as if remembering the first tides. Birds soar above, tracing slow, circular arcs in the sky. Even the sun and moon follow arcs that speak of endless return. You float in this quiet expanse, held by the soft rhythm of all that has been and will be. Mountains, forests, rivers, skies. Everything moves with tender patience, like a lullaby that repeats without hurry. Every heartbeat, every breath, is in harmony with this gentle unfolding. Some myths tell of fire and destruction as part of the cycle. Not violent, but soft and necessary, folding old worlds gently into rest. Forests burn slowly, rivers dry, mountains crumble, and the ashes carry seeds of future life. The earth exhales, the sky inhales, and from quiet endings, new beginnings rise. The stars shimmer above you, reflecting cycles of countless worlds. The moon traces slow paths across the sky, its glow soft and calm, like a tender hand resting over the earth. Even the smallest creatures move with gentle rhythm, their lives tracing the pulse of eternal renewal. In many traditions, the first humans understood this. They learned patience, care, and reverence for cycles. They planted seeds, knowing they might not live to see the harvest. They watched the sun, moon, and stars, feeling the quiet hum of repetition in their hearts. Their lives were small echoes of the larger pulse of the universe. You drift through this serene world, watching rivers shimmer, mountains rise and rest. Forests sway gently in the soft night wind. Everything moves slowly, with tender attention, folding the past into the present, and carrying the promise of the future in quiet pulses. The first rains return, the rivers swell, forests bloom again. Animals follow patterns older than memory, and humans, gentle in their steps, move in tune with the rhythm of all things. Even the wind seems to hum softly, a lullaby of worlds rising, resting, and returning. Let the calm of this eternal rhythm fill your chest. Let the gentle cycles of birth, rest, and renewal ease your mind and quiet your thoughts. Every breath aligns with the pulse of the universe. Every heartbeat echoes the soft, endless rhythm of life itself. Let us drift onward, through rivers and mountains, forests and skies, through the soft memory of worlds born and reborn, through the gentle song of eternal cycles. Now rest as the stars return to their quiet places, and the universe holds you in its tender, endless embrace.